Hi guys, again I'm back. This is Dennis from Muku's Poultry Farm Limited, and I'm yet here with another project. This is gonna be an 8,000 capacity layer structure. Actually, it's gonna be a storage structure, meaning it will be accommodating 4,000 birds up and 4,000 birds down. Actually, I'm here to request you the person listening to me right now, you the person seeing this video right now. I don't know if at all you've been passing by or you are my subscriber. I'm really requesting to listen very well, not to miss this video, because I'm here to inspire you today, to boost your dream, to make you feel like that you also can. This is a very big structure because it's gonna be accommodating 8,000 capacity. So I'm here to break it down. Actually, I would advise, if possible, first pause the video a little bit and get a pen plus a paper, because you will need to note some things down. My videos, the past videos, I haven't been asking you to get a pen and paper, but I believe you won't be able to record or to memorize all the things I'm going to talk about. I'm here to tell you the things you will need to also put up such a structure. You get it? Because I understand in this field of constructing these structures, we are not many. So many people will come, they will quote for you unnecessary things. They will make you feel like this is impossible. Actually, I've had a lot of complaints of people injecting a lot of money into these structures and they end up not getting what they wanted. So I'm here to break down this structure for you so that you also know what exactly to prepare for if you're to enter into this structure. It's an 8,000 capacity. So what does it mean? If at all you get a total of the 8,000 capacity and you yourself need, let's say, 4,000, then you just divide the total you've got in the middle, then you know how much you might need for your specific structure. So I'm here to break it down for you. First, I'll answer the question which I always receive in my videos. I told you earlier that I do this intentionally, not to tell you these dimensions. Why? Because it confuses my clients. Like these structures, let's say now this is an 8,000 capacity layer structure. I've been constructing like now it's around 4 structures with this capacity, but not of that same dimensions. We always measure these dimensions depending on your land, how your land is. Then that's when we can get the width and the length. So for this specific structure, I'm not saying that every 8,000 capacity layer structure must be with these dimensions, because your land might be different from this one. But for this specific structure, it's having the dimensions of 30 feet by 210 feet. Why are we making 30 feet? 30 feet, that's around 10 meters. Actually, I'm so sorry that my videos, all my dimensions are measurements are always in feet, because it's very easy for us here in Uganda. I don't know how it is all things, but this way we use feet because the land is sold in feet, the mesh is measured in feet, so most of the things are measured in feet. So it's very easy for us to use the feet as our primary measurement. So let me explain these dimensions. For a poultry structure, 30 feet or 10 meters must be the maximum width. Then in the length, it's unlimited. You can even choose to make it 100 or 1,000 feet. We don't have any problem with that. But in the width, it's limited. You know why? We need to have the air flow. We need the air to enter from this side and exit the other side when it's still having its strength to move. That way it will be able to go with both the ammonia gases, the moisture and everything. So always your structures will be having fresh air inside. So that way you personally, you also be able to come with your food and eat within the structure, because you won't be finding any smell inside. So that's why we always do our 30 feet as our standard measurement. But there are some instances where a farmer is limited in the land. So we are forced to extend to 35 to 40 feet maximum. But that way we also improvise. Like we change the measurements, we change the height, we change the ventilation, we change each and everything to cater with the added feet or the added length. So that is it. So 30 feet is our average width. Then so this structure is 30 feet by 210. Hope I'm clear about that. So now let's start breaking down each and everything, the materials we used in constructing this structure. So should I start with the materials or the entire total? Okay, let's start with the entire total. Let's first note down the entire cost of the entire structure, then we can break down the materials one by one. So this is in Ugandan shillings. It's 73 millions. I know in some countries you'll be like shocked to hear 73 millions. So in Uganda it's normal, 73 millions. That's the cost, the entire cost of the structure. So to change it to dollars, I think for the dollar it will be fine with you. It's around $20,000 US dollars. So that's the entire cost of the structure, including materials, each and everything, plus the labor as well. So that's what that's the cost our farmer incurred. So we are gonna try to give you some of the materials we use and how much it costed us. But being that this video is gonna be seen worldwide, there is no reason of telling you the prices. I'll just tell you that specific material, then you can ask in your local wares or local suppliers, then they will tell you the price based in your country so that you can compare and know what exactly. You can also do your own research, knowing what exactly you're researching about. So let's start with the bricks. I'm sorry that we never use the blocks, the concrete blocks, because it's all the sand blocks, which is used widely in many countries. For us, we chose to use these bricks, but very soon I'll post a video where I use the blocks. But now I used only the bricks the way you see them, and these bricks we are measuring 6 by 9 inches. They are very easy to use and they are cheap. So for us, the bricks costed, actually we used 10,000 bricks, so it costed around 788 US dollars. So I chose to convert this money for you into dollars. Maybe you can also convert in your own currencies. When you're in Uganda, it's very easy for you to convert also in Uganda shillings so that you can get the exact amount, so that you can also calculate yourself, or you can start storing some money specifically for some specific materials, being that you'll be knowing the quantity and the price as well. So the next item was the cement. So we used 180 bags. This included laying the bricks, the casting the mortar both up and down. Remember I told you for us we never use concrete. That's why you will see that we never use a lot of cement. So we used around exactly 180 bags, and this was totaling to around 1,516 US dollars. The next item was the iron sheets. These iron sheets have many types and gauges. So for us, basically, we use the gauge 32. It's what we use, and it's a kind of cheaper in our country. I don't know how it is in your country, but for us, it's somehow cheaper. So we used 580 iron sheets. Our iron sheets have their specific measurements. They measure around 3 by 9 feet. So it's our measurements. I don't know if at all it's the same measurements in your country. I don't know. So they were 580 iron sheets, totaling around 4,100 US dollars. So the next was the sand. In the sand, we have two types of sand, the placer sand and the lake sand. We call it lake sand, I don't know. This sand with some gravel, so it's usually got around the lake shores. So that sand, so it's what we used. And for us, there are many type of tracks, but for us, basically in this structure, we use the forward tracks. You can search about the forward tracks. So it's what we used, and they were around 17 trips. So it totaled to 1,155 US dollars. So it's what we used. There were 17 trips of sand. Then we go to the wood offcuts. I don't know if at all you have them in your country. I've seen many people using timber, but for us we use offcuts, the wood offcuts, because they are very cheap. The offcuts, so they are very cheap for us, and they can be seen everywhere. The offcuts, so it's what we use to lay the leveling, so that we can cast the mortar on top. I don't know if at all I can show you these offcuts. I will show you very soon. So these offcuts, we are very many. They are cut from, yeah, these ones where we've laid the mesh. Those ones, they are the offcuts. So we cut them mainly. We get the ones cut from the eucalyptus trees. So it's what we use. They were very many, 2,500 offcuts. So they costed around 1,358 US dollars. So those were the offcuts. So the next thing was the expanded mesh. The expanded mesh is the one that we laid on the offcuts. So it's the expanded mesh. Our expanded mesh measures 8 by 2 feet. I don't know how it measures in your country. You will see there are some which are 6 by 2 feet, but ours, the ones we use was 2 by 8 feet. So we used, they were around 48 rolls. So each roll includes 10 mesh inside. So it costed 495 US dollars. Then we go to the welded mesh. The welded mesh is the one you see we put around. We first use the welded mesh, then we put the chicken mesh on it. So the welded mesh were, it was gauge 10. So this mesh measures 8 by 4 feet. So they were 190. So it costed 1,136 US dollars. Then we go to the chicken mesh itself. There were 12 rows, each measuring 6 feet. I don't know if I'm clear about that. So there were 12 mesh. It costed 271 US dollars. Let me first pause a little bit. You see there on top, it's where our farmer is planning to put his home. So I'll come back to that. Let me first finish the material. If I still have time, I'll explain more about it. So let's go to the nails. Nails, we used the one for roofing. For the iron sheets, it was 100 kilograms, which costed to $190. Then these other nails, they were mixed up, 1 inch, 2 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch. So they all totaled to 300 kilograms, which is 367 US dollars. Then let's go to the wood. This wood includes 2 types. We use the one we use for poles. There is that one we use for poles. It's usually big and wider, so it measures. You have to be very specific in the diameter. So this wood we use for the poles, it must be not less than 8 inches in diameter. The recommended is 9 inches, but at least you get the one for 8 inches in diameter. So those ones were, let me see, the 140, which totaled to 1,141 US dollars. Then there are these other ones we used elsewhere, roofing, everything. Those were 700 poles. They must not be less than 4 inch in diameter. The length was already 30 feet long, so it's what we used to cut. So there were 700 poles, which totaled to 1,902 US dollars. So I think that's enough. There are some other things which I didn't mention, but those are very small. Let's say like that small timbers, the DPC, those small ones, I didn't mention them. If at all you can be able to raise these other ones, then you can be able to finish the rest. Good enough, you go the total that our structure costed 20,000 US dollars. So let me explain a little bit about this project. So this project, we first finished the upper structure you saw there. So I think when you go to my YouTube, you will see that structure, the upper one. So this structure was built by other people, but it was short. So in order to get the neatness of the farm and also to get a building line, we were forced to expand that middle structure to be equaling to these other structures. So our farmer he has a lot of land, so he chose to put his home up where you saw up. So these structures will be sloping down till the end of the till the end of his land. So that's why we first constructed a ground structure. We added another ground structure. So from the ground structure, so we added a storage structure. So we are gonna construct another structure behind. So it will be a very, very nice farm.